Date 4. On our anniversary, my wife said, "I'm not your property. I'm opening our marriage," kissed my best friend, and went on a trip with him. I changed the locks and started the divorce. A week later, I had 98 calls from her. My daughter yelled, "How dare you evict mom over this? You're an insecure loser if you can't accept new reality. You failed as a dad, failed as a husband, and as a man." I gave her a DNA test, saying, "Don't ever call me again. I will sue for all the money I spent on you." I worked extra to fund family getaways. She was with her lover, and the kids never said a word. For the rest of the day, I locked myself in my study, ignoring phone calls, ignoring the outside world. An absolute darkness took hold of my mind, urging me to get revenge. I made calls to a top lawyer, the same one I'd only casually consulted before. Now it was time to finalize everything. No more illusions. I met with the lawyer, Daniel Treadway, who specialized in high-conflict divorces. We sat in his glass-walled office, an imposing view of the city behind him. "I want to cut them off," I said, voice tight. "No more tuition for Piper, no more allowances. Nothing, they've all betrayed me." Treadway studied me over the rim of his glasses. "You must understand, courts are typically sympathetic toward children's education. But Piper is 20, right? Technically an adult. You can stop paying if you wish. She might petition for more support, but given it's not mandated child support, you have options." "Good. I'm done paying for a daughter who lies to me. As for my son, I'll think about how to handle that. Maybe I'll separate him from the rest. But if he's also complicit," Treadway nodded carefully, "I'll draft the necessary motions. We'll freeze joint assets, request an immediate hearing to discuss property division. Gather all your evidence, bank statements, credit card debt, the PI's findings. If you suspect your wife might try to claim a large share, we need to be ready." I handed over the folder from Marsden. "Here's all the proof of her affair. Possibly 5 years running. The kids knew and kept silent." Treadway flipped through the photos, grimacing. "This is substantial. Courts don't always weigh infidelity heavily in property splits, but it can shape the narrative. And if she used marital funds for these rendezvous, that's a misappropriation of assets." I set my jaw. "Perfect, I want that hammered home." We concluded the meeting, with Treadway promising to expedite the process. By the time I stepped back onto the street, the sun was setting. I felt eerily calm, like every nerve was no longer raw but numb. My phone buzzed, calls from Willow, Thomas, Piper. I ignored them all. 5 days ticked by in a blur. I refused to respond to any messages from Willow, or the kids. Piper sent tearful voicemails. "Dad, can we talk please? Mom's sorry, I'm sorry, we need to figure things out." Thomas left a single text, "Dad, you gotta stop ignoring us." Willow had sent a flurry of messages, half angry, half apologetic. I read them all with cold detachment, never replying. On the 5th day, a pounding shook my front door. I peered through the peephole. Willow, Thomas, Piper, back again. This time no suitcase, just furious expressions. I opened the door a crack, enough to see them, but not enough to let them push past. "We need to talk," Willow said, voice taut. "Open the door." I stepped aside.